Well, welcome back to part two, Inspired Conversations with Kim Evans. Thank you guys for being so patient. We did have like an internet interruption, but that's okay. We just keep it moving. This is Kim Evans with Inspired Conversation. I have my very lovely guest here, Dr. Stephanie. Oh my God, I'm so excited. All right, so we're just going to pick it back up. We're going to pick it back up. Miss Dr. Stephanie Audrey, we were talking about your company and your company that you have, which is the 420 Wellness Global, which is now in Kingston, Jamaica. Before we talk a little bit more about that, I want you to tell me what is the importance of taking control of your health? Because I think that is probably the foundation which you started this company. International, may I add, Caribbean, may I ask, in the beautiful islands of Jamaica. Let me add that too. So what's the importance of taking control of your health?
Well, what I realized, and I've been looking at health all of my life, I'm one of those kids who my mom was reading Back to Eden when I was a kid. So I grew up on brown rice and weird stuff that nobody was into back in the day.
Right.
And her ambition was to make sure that I was healthy. Right. So I had, people call me foo-foo because I ate differently. I don't have all the traditional soul food, menus and all of that stuff. Everything's a little bit more foo-foo. But what I noticed, as with everyone else, is you work hard to build your business or to build your career. And what I noticed was that a couple things began to happen. The growth of Black women as entrepreneurs has begun to happen such that has begun to be tracked. When American Express started to pay attention to the cohort of Black women entrepreneurs and started to recognize that was one of the fastest growing new cohorts of entrepreneurs, I paid attention to that because I was in the process of doing research for my doctoral dissertation around that time. And then the other thing that I noticed was at the same time, Black women are now the fastest growing population of people dying of heart attacks and stress-related diseases. Right. And so for me, that doesn't make any sense. Why kill yourself to create your wealth to only have to use it all to restore your health? To me, that's like, there's a better way. And so I'm known for solving problems. And so I said, well, this is a lovely problem that I would love to solve, and I would love to solve it for myself. So I decided that I wanted to look at how I took care of me. And part of my coming to Jamaica last September was really just that. I was working remotely, and I was going to work back into my schedule, taking care of myself. Now, I had no plans of a specific weight loss goal. It was just about feeling good, getting grounded again, breathing the fresh air, not running around afraid of COVID and all of those things. But what happened was I did get grounded. I was doing 10,000 plus steps a day on the beach, listening, praying, meditating. I healed emotional hurt. But more importantly, I reconnected with the source. And then a byproduct of all of that was I lost 15 pounds before I left. And then I lost another 5 pounds once I got home.
You look good, Miss Stephanie. You look really good. Yeah, I've been watching you. I'm like, is this? I've been watching you. What's she doing? What's she doing?
And that's what everybody said. And that's what everybody was like, okay, I want to come. I want some.
But my whole thing was, because as a holistic coach, she's doing something holistic. She ain't doing no Jenny Craig. What she's doing is permanent.
Well, no Jenny Craig.
And that's the same thing how I do.
Permanent.
I coach women on basically how to keep it off forever, look sexy and gorgeous forever. And once you establish those principles, going back to principles, it's a holistic shift. And as me and you both know, it's mindset. It's mindset.
It's mindset.
You get
absolutely.
Mindset, you will lose the weight and you will keep it off forever. I do have to ask you about the nutrition piece. Now you're in Jamaica, so how did you incorporate and bring in the nutrition aspect of your holistic healing, and as you were going through your journey of establishing your new wellness spa?
Well, it's so easy in Jamaica. That's the thing. It's
that's almost a no-brainer. I know it is. I just want you to explain.
Yes,
I know.
It's
almost a no-brainer.
It's like the streets are paved in gold. So when you're walking, so that was part of meeting Dr. Aubrey Oliver, who's a Jamaican physician who, he left here as a young kid, about 7, and came back 18 years ago as a grown man divorced, and opened up a practice here after he had been practicing in other places. And so just being able to know what is on the trees. So literally, he's telling me, okay, grab the jackfruit, and the jackfruit is for this. Oh, grab neem, that is for this. We're gonna make a tea with the neem, you know. And so from his whole coaching and nutritional plan, and so that's what he does. The first thing that he does is an assessment of what the nutritional issues are. And so he realized that I, being a high-powered executive like most people, that there probably was adrenal stress, which that triggers your cortisol release, and that creates that body fat, that belly fat, and all of those toxins. So immediately we started working towards going raw, natural, and having vegan prepared meals. But it wasn't like it was you know, it's like it was so close to what I already was doing.
Always have to be
that
it could be plant-based.
No, it could be it's just, yeah.
Just keep it healthy.
It's just
keep it healthy.
Keep it healthy.
You know,
that's what it was. And so when he looked at my diet, I already didn't eat fried food. I already didn't eat fast food. You know, because I already didn't drink sodas, you know, so I already didn't do a lot of these things just because I didn't do them anyway. So that wasn't the problem. But what the problem was for me was that I had been holding a lot of stress, and I needed to release that stress. And so by working on my mindset to release that stress, then the rest began to take care of itself. And what I realized, eating every day farm to table while I was in Jamaica, it was like my body started dancing on the inside. And it was like, you know, yeah. And I just watched my face. I'm looking at my face roll back the years.
Of the beautification of your face now, you can see it because we have this thing called inflammation. It's called inflammation. And when you have inflammation, actually as a contraindicator, there are a lot of health different conditions that's happening. It's called an imbalance, and the body is at a dysbiosis. We're trying to get from a dysbiosis, and we're trying to bring it to a homeostasis. And we tell people all the time, stop eating anti-inflammatory foods, but that's another podcast. But I could see it, and I see that's another podcast. I've been preaching to people about that the whole year if they follow. But
I want to do that one with you and bring on Dr. Audrey Oliver.
Pleasure.
We need to do that one with you together. That one. Yes.
My pleasure. I would love to do that. So take me on a quick journey of once you have this together and it's ready to go live, and you have a group of women, say we have 4 or 5, maybe 6 women, we come over to Jamaica. What does this look like? Give us a plan of what the wellness center will do, or the program, what we can expect.
Absolutely. So what's happening now is we're doing literally a 7-day wellness rejuvenation trip. And so what that does is you first come into Kingston for your first 3 nights. And so the physicians do an assessment of your body, and then they determine what you need. They do a full body assessment, and then they put you on a plan. And that plan includes a cell rejuvenation plan. So Dr. Oliver he's an energy medicine physician, as well as he does cell therapy rejuvenation. And he uses a special technology that was actually developed by the Russians for their space program. And so he's one of the few physicians that is licensed to use this particular technology. And so this technology helps to restore and rebuild tissues. And so that, combined with understanding where you may be nutritionally deficient, making sure that you have then the appropriate supplements that work again with your nutrition. And then with that, so you're going to come in, you're going to do the assessments, you're going to start the cell rejuvenation, you're going to have massage therapy included in those first 3 days. Then you go into St. Thomas, where we take you to one of our mineral springs that is raw mineral springs. You're going to get a raw mineral spring.
Did you say St. Thomas? Dr.
Yes.
Audrey, did you say St. Thomas? Okay, all right.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. So then you're going into St. Thomas for 2 nights. And so in St.
2 nights. And where do you stay?
And so we have different partnership locations that we've set up that we wanted to build, because people were asking me for this right now. And I said, we can accommodate you right now. So let's go ahead and have people start to come so that while we're building out our first place. So, why wait? Let's do it. Let's do it now.
Well, why wait? Y'all go get the vaccination. Get your CDC card.
Come get it now.
Come get it.
Exactly.
I love it. So you go to St. Thomas.
Come get it now.
For 2 days? To 3 days?
Yes. And then we kind of work our way for two days in St. Thomas. And then we potentially were going to include a trek to Portland from there, Port Antonio, which is another part of the island that is really lush and another experience. So then you go there and then we go back to Kingston and then you're out.
I haven't heard of Port Antonio.
But along that day, you're getting massage, you're getting cell regeneration therapy daily. You're getting, so every place you're going, you're continuing treatments.
I love it. But Port Antonio,
and you're getting whatever your detox is about.
Where is that located? Would that be closer to Montego Bay, St. Elizabeth? What parish? What
no, it's literally on the entire opposite side of the island. So a lot of people are not even familiar with Port Antonio because that's where the wealthy people go and the wealthy kind of hang out. So it's very quaint, but it's very high end. And so there we go to the Blue Lagoon and we do a waterfall, so it's a fabulous 7 days. And you're rejuvenated.
So the whole complete trip is 7 days. And I'm assuming it does include all of your food. Your food is inclusive.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Transfers is included in this. And how are we getting from one locale to the next? I'm sure you've already figured that out. Women are probably like, well,
no, we got you. Literally, all you do is say yes, and we help you with booking your flight. And then everything from your VIP arrival we have you VIP with your name, when you like everything that you need. Your travel, I set up your travel authorization, like you are treated like celebrities when you arrive, as well as when you depart. So we got you.
Wow, I love it. I mean, it kind of reminds me when I came into the knowledge of Dr. Sebi years ago, and what he was actually offering over in Honduras, and all the beautiful treatments that he was doing. And it's so wonderful that we're still continuing to do this. It's never left. I mean, it's never left. But I'm glad that we're bringing it to the forefront, and we're inviting our sisters and women, and particularly Black women, African American. Come on, it's time for us to be whole and healthy and wealthy. Okay.
Yes. That's the idea.
I'm loving it.
That's the idea. Because Dr. Oliver is telling people, and that's just what I love so much about his message. He tells people that he wants them to take their health Black.
Yes.
And what he's talking about is when we go back, our ancestors, they didn't deal with all of these chemicals and synthetic. Grandmama or Big Ma had a recipe.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to you, Big Ma had a solution.
Oh, absolutely.
And it was take some of these greens and do this and create a paste there and rub that on this, and you're brand new. And that's what we need.
You know what, Dr. Stephanie, I'm so glad you mentioned that, because when I was in Barbados traveling last year, we had went to one of the botanical gardens, and I stayed behind. And I talked with one of the shamans and the doctors there. And I said, show me which one of these leaves that I could create a tincture, an anti-inflammatory for arthritis. He gave me the book. He gave me the recipe for it. I said, if I take this back to the States, and if I get this particular plant and I do this like this, is an anti-inflammatory tea that would help you reduce arthritis. The point is what you just said. All the conditions of the body, we can do that. If we knew exactly which herbs, which supplements, which plants to take, when we have certain imbalances, all they are imbalances in the body. Exactly. And if you use what God has given you naturally, which was given to us at the beginning of time, then you will no longer have all these balances. And I'm so glad that you're bringing this to where that you can educate and you can teach women on how to do it themselves. This is beautiful.
Absolutely.
All right.
And that's our goal, because that's so funny, because somebody was asking Oliver, So, oh, I'm going to need to come to you. And he said, no, you're not. I'm going to be traveling the world. I'm going to show you how to take your health black. And then if you need to check in, you can check in, but you don't need to, no, I don't want you to be dependent on me. I want you to be empowered to you control your health.
We're going to teach you how to do this. And it is no pun intended. And this is no negativity. This is why, diets don't work. I mean, they'll work to a certain point. But the gap is teaching people education on when you have an imbalance, what do you need to do holistically? And I'm going to touch on this for 60 seconds. What I love about you spoke on healing emotional traumas. The other reason why a lot of women haven't lost weight yet because they're dealing with traumas. We have sexual traumas. We have abandonment traumas. We have emotional traumas. We have all these traumas intergetically and entwined that you have not even dealt with. And until you go back to the subconscious level and deal with those traumas, they're like they're preventing you from gaining more wealth. They're preventing you from loving relationships. They're preventing you from being whole earth with your body, right, and healthy. And I'm so glad you touched on that because it sounds like that you're going to be talking in a little bit about at least discovering and showing women, hey, there's something going on here. Let's look at this from an energetic level. Oh my God, Dr. Steffi, I'm so excited. So before I get on to this last piece, we could just spend here all day on this. This is great. When are you going to allow people to start booking to come over and to enjoy your wellness center?
I'm already booking people. I had a lady that was supposed to arrive today, and the only reason that she didn't was she was stuck with an emergency audit. In fact, she was coming from the Bay Area, and she was going to be here this morning. In fact, my son left this morning, and I was dropping him off the airport, and we were going to be picking her up. So she is going to let me know this week when she wants to reschedule. I am now putting together the package and making it available for other women and basically going to be marketing it. So at our website, 420wellnessjamaica.com, the package will be up there in the next few days where people can just go on, pick their dates and start booking.
Well, Miss Steffi, I want to be one of those, and I'm going to challenge 3 more women to want to do it with me. And we're going to put this thing together within the next 90 days because I'd like to come with their experience before my birthday. I'm going to do it twice.
Wonderful.
And we could come over, we could work it out, and we can tweak it out and whatever, and, give you some good feedback. And we can say, hey, this is great. I would love to do that. It will be my honor to do that. And I think I have 3 more women who would love to do it with me.
Fabulous. Well, what we're going to do is I can put together a special package for you guys for that. If you can get 4, I'll have them price it for 4 and they'll do a special package for you all. And that'll be our introductory because yes, we will want you guys to come and give us the feedback and give us the testimonials and all that. So that's exactly what we want.
Okay. So let me just interject this right now, Miss Stephanie. I don't be sharing no room with no women. I got to have my own room. This is still
okay. That's fine. If you want your own, no, that's fine. That's separate. That's fine.
Separate rooms because when you when you're doing detoxification, when you're doing wellness, and when you're doing these kinds of things, it's a whole day program. And when you get back to your room, you want to be able to enjoy your environment to yourself. You don't want to be in there chattering and talking with anybody. See, I know already. I'm going deep. I'm going deep energetically. You don't want no roommate.
No, but you're telling me.
Maybe some people who might.
Exactly. Right. So I'll have it 2-way. I'll have a single and a double for somebody that wants a double. But I'm with you because I'm like, I'll have my own room, Mama.
I know. I may travel with girlfriends, but we got separate rooms. Oh no.
Yes.
So I have to ask you because I'm so excited about this show that you're going to be starting, Dr. Stephanie, and it's called Money Live, and you are Dr. Money. Will you tell us about this? I'm so excited.
I am too. So Dr. Money Live is really a culmination of my over 30 years of working with entrepreneurs, especially early stage entrepreneurs trying to find their way. So a lot of times what happens is people become entrepreneurs after they've been employed in some organization. And they don't necessarily have all the tools to transition from even the mindset of being an employee to potentially becoming an employer. And so usually they transition in phases. So the first phase is I had a job Now I'm creating a job. So I'm a solopreneur. And some people stop at being solopreneur and they're able to create a lifestyle business that works for them. So that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But then there's some people that decide, okay, I don't want to just have a lifestyle business. I want to create a legacy business that can grow and scale. So I meet people wherever they are, and I have them define where it is they want to go. And then I create the path for them to get there. And how I do it is when I know where you are and where you want to go, I fix the how. And I fix the how by looking at what is the capital requirements, what are the capacity requirements, and what type of customers would be required to sustain that type of operation. And so we know that those are big 50,000 foot topics. We know that when you go down, it's deep, but that's stuff that I do. You know, as they say, I can chew gum, I love it, and jump rope and all that at the same time.
Now, Dr. Stephanie, that sounds like a program. Capacity and customers. That sounds like a program. Is that a program that you have? And if so, tell us about it.
It is. It really evolves from both. I had started to begin a small coaching practice. I was a little bit worried about it because I didn't want to have a bunch of people, because I'm building my own conglomerate, right? Yes. And the business that I'm working on now is a multi-billion-dollar, multinational organization. And so I knew with my own schedule, I didn't want to commit to too many people and then feel like I couldn't really see them to the finish line. Right. So I've been a little bit hesitant, but thank God for all the technology, because now I'm like, well, I can be anywhere in the world as long as I have solid internet access. Absolutely. And I can create, you know, as they say, you know, some of my programs where people can assess them independently. They don't need me live once I record some of the content. And so I could do coaching programs. So yes, the program that I'm releasing now is Show Me the Money, the 9 P's to Profit, which is a 10-session program. And this is the program that I created. I know you remember the Rodney King incident in LA, where he had been brutally beat by the police, and that created a civil unrest in Los Angeles. That was around the time that I had just expanded my business from the Bay Area, and I had the advertising agency. So the Small Business Administration had asked the Greater Los Angeles African American Chamber, the Urban League, and Fame Church why the Black businesses were burning up their communities. And so their complaint was they couldn't get access to capital. And the SBA wasn't providing direct capital, but the SBA would provide at least a guarantee. And the businesses weren't able to get those guarantees. So I developed a program aimed at making sure, when I understood what the problems were for the entrepreneurs, I trained something like 3,000 to 5,000 entrepreneurs over the course of 3 years. And for example, you had companies that had never made more than you had startups that had nothing. You had companies that maybe it grossed 100 grand. After my program, they were being tracked, and these companies passed the $1 million threshold just by having the strategic understanding of what I taught them and how I taught them continually look and survey the market so that they could continue to evolve their companies over the periods of time as the markets change.
And I can see how that is definitely a great help, definitely a gap filler, you know, when you're dealing with corporations. But when we look at where we are right now with COVID, and we have a lot of people that are—
No, these were small business. These were individuals. These were not corporations. These were people, individuals.
Oh, okay. Oh,
and these were not corporations.
Oh, okay, great.
No, these were, I got an idea. I'm a chef.
Right.
Oh, I just graduated law school. I got a law degree. I want to go into practice, but I don't know how to set up my practice. Oh, I'm an accountant. I want to set up a bookkeeping practice. I do hair. These were just your everyday, I got an idea, but I don't know how to get past the idea.
So as time evolves, as time shifts, so where we are right now in this pandemic, we're in the digital age. So we're not so much with brick and mortar businesses, but how can I thrive and create a financial business online That's the gap.
Absolutely.
And being able to reach people at that level. Women, let's talk about women. We're going to break it more down. Solo entrepreneur women at that level. And it sounds like your 90-day program does that. So let me ask you, as we bring this to a close, is it a green program? Is it a hybrid program, which they get a little bit of training and coaching with you? Or is it specifically just an online program? What type of program?
This one is hybrid because it's a hybrid program because I have hands-on. Because I know if I take you through the program and then I put you in a mastermind for a year, it's going to make sure that you are effective in executing the plans, because I'm all about outcomes. Now, anybody will tell you, when you deal with Dr. Money, look, I don't need your $5 to train you for you to then need to go get another training. When you deal with me, we gonna get some results, because if it's not working, I'm gonna fix it. Look, we're gonna fly the plane and fix it and build it as we flying it. Okay.
I love it. So what is the URL where people can just actually go get signed up right now if they're interested? I'm sure you're gonna have some women that are like, I want this program. This is great.
Absolutely. So what they want to do is they want to go to Dr. Money, DrMoney.live.
Nice.
drmoney.live. That's where it is.
Wow. And if they go to this program or the URL, will they be able to sign up and get started today? Or do you have a particular starting date in March when the program actually starts?
Yes. So the program is not live to start today, but I want them on the list. And I'm going to be sending the registration out in the next week on the Appt start date.
And why not start right now? Because this is National.
We want to.
It's 3 months.
Absolutely.
I love it.
I want the women to start. Yes. Yes.
Wow, Miss Stephanie, this is so beautiful, because also with my 90-day program that I help women take their gifts, their signatures from the marketplace to the bank. It'd just actually be a beautiful marriage together. So I'm so excited that you mentioned that. So I will also put that in the information so women who are interested. One last question, Dr. Stephanie, if someone wanted to do a introductory phone call, are you taking appointments if people have questions and they want to set up maybe a 20-minute chat with you or a Zoom chat to ask you more questions about the program, or to be booked into this wellness program that you have? So how will you connect with
Yes to both. Yes to both. Yes. So there is a link that I have that allows you to schedule that appointment.
Yes.
It goes through Clarity.
Okay.
And so Clarity allows you to set it up, and then you set up the amount of time. And so it has all the stuff. So I can send you that link. It's very simple. They just go in there, they pick it. It's set up on my calendar, and we go forward from there.
All right, ladies, you heard it. So there's no excuse. This is the time. This month, I want everybody to rock. We got our first Black woman vice president. There is no excuse anymore not to have your business. There is no excuse to be stuck anymore. This is the time, and it's no excuse to be poor, because Miss Dr. Stephanie is going to share with you on how to be rich. I love it. Are there any other details or any questions you have for me, Dr. Stephanie, before we close out?
No, I just need to follow up with you so we can book in these programs.
I'm so excited.
And when you come, you're going to bring the powder. So we got to,
I got you.
The beauty, right? The beauty kit. Exactly.
I got you some too gorgeous. I got you some too gorgeous. Don't even worry.
Exactly.
Oh,
so I'll be modeling too gorgeous. Exactly.
You have to incorporate that in your wellness center.
Oh, you know it. Absolutely. That's what I'm expecting. So expect that it's one of the products that we will be carrying on our wellness. So just come with that mindset. That's the deal we want to do.
I love it. Well, thank you, podcast listeners. Thank you, podcast viewers. It has been a pleasure with my wonderful guest, Dr. Stephanie Audrey. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me, Kim. You are so delightful, and it was just my pleasure and honor, and I'm just elated that we kicked out Women's History Month. I'll never forget that we were able to do this, right? Isn't that so special? I know. It's symbolic in so many ways. Yes.
It's great.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for listening, podcast viewers. Bye for now. This is Kim Evans.